Chapter 4. Tick, tick. It was 7 in the evening, and the sun had dipped below the horizon, but Faro and Vince were not at the table as usual. Dust covered the mantel, and the marble game lay where it was abandoned hours before. Faro sat, holding his wife's hand as she breathed shallowly. Vince perched atop a stool beside his father, fidgeting with a small wooden horse. Tick, tick. Sounds from the wooden clock on the wall were all that broke the silence. Vince looked up at his father, who sat with an unreadable expression on his face. Where was the man who was supposed to come help them, Vince thought to himself. Was he just running a little late? Would he be here soon? Tick, tick. Faro had not said anything when he came home. He simply hung his hat, then pulled up a stool beside the bed. Vince had many questions, but he felt it best not to ask, so he sat in silence, wondering what was happening. Tick, tick. His mother began to cough faintly, her eyes fluttering open. "Just hold on a little longer," Faro whispered. For the first time in hours, his wife looked up at him. A half-smile parted her pale face. "It's time," she said softly. "No," said Faro, his voice breaking. "Don't say that." "Faro," his wife began. "No," Faro said. "Just—" His wife placed her hand on his. Looking up at him, she whispered faintly, "Darling, hold me close. Whisper one more time. The dark don't seem so lonely with you by my side." Faro's voice shook. "If you could make one wish—" "I have never needed to. You have given me all I could ever wish for. But if we lose you—" "I have never been lost, and I never will be. Ever since the day I met you, I have been home." Faro's wife closed her eyes slowly, a weak smile parting her lips. Her chest rose with one last breath, then she lay still. Time seemed to stand still. Faro bent over his wife and placed a final kiss on her forehead, a tear falling slowly down his wrinkled cheek.
Darling, hold me close, whisper one more time. The dark, it feels so lonely, I'm not ready for goodbye. If I could make one wish on a falling star, I'd wish that you were here now. My love, I feel so far from home.
Vince stood, confused and afraid, the small horse falling from his little hands. Faro turned and pulled him in close to his chest, and they wept together. The fire in the hearth was nothing but embers as the chill of evening began creeping into the little home by the sea, filling the empty spaces and ushering in the darkness of a starless night. In years to come, little Vince grew from boy to man. He carried his mother with him in the lullaby she used to sing him, repeating it to himself as he lit the street lamps across the harbor.
Under shelter of starlight in a mid-autumn sky, when the shadows of twilight sing a lullaby, I will bring light. I'd call myself a merry chap, I'd even say I'm lucky. So tip your hat and smile on back, the evening's sweet as honey. When twilight falls amid the streets, the shadows growing long, come lend an ear and join our cheer, dance to our light song. So if the sun don't shine above, don't let it get you down. We'll raise a light on every street to the other side of town. So if the sun don't shine above, don't let it get you down. We'll raise a light on every street to the other side of town. Hey! La